Breaking news. What I have been waiting for is actually here. First of all, I want to thank God because I did not buy the Elgato prompter, the older version, because as we speak right now, the time I record this video, Elgato just released the prompter XL. And one of the reasons why I didn't order the previous version is because obviously it was too small. Right now, I already have a prompter that's kind of not cool. I don't like it because first it's big. I like it because it's big, but the screen that I use doesn't give me a way to, there's a way you flip, especially when you're reading a script or doing any other stuff. When I send YouTube videos or reacting to videos, if I send to that prompter, it doesn't give me what I want. So to get a good prompter that will actually do exactly what a teleprompter is supposed to do, you would have to get the best one on the market was the Elgato prompter, yeah, the previous version, but it was too small. So anyways, I was tempted to buy it and I was like, yeah, no, maybe not, I should buy it, but it wasn't really for me. So I kept waiting and waiting, and today, surprise, they just released a bigger version, the prompter XL. And in this video, I'm gonna be checking out with you guys the new release video from Elgato, and we are going to react to it together, take a look at the specs, and I can promise you that I personally am gonna be buying it. I wish they could send me one for free, but that's not how it works. So yeah, I'll definitely be buying it. So yeah, Elgato, taking my money. So let's go. So this is the release video. Let's take a look. Now, once I get the unit, obviously I'm gonna be doing a review to show you guys how I use it in the studio and everything. Now, if you are into live streaming, definitely, or content creation, you definitely need a teleprompter. It's gonna change your life, not just to read scripts, but also to be able to do an eye contact on Zoom calls or recording videos like what I'm doing right now. I'm giving you an eye contact because I'm looking at myself so I can see what I'm doing and I can control my reactions. If I want to, whatever I want to do, I can see it. I can monitor it through a teleprompter, and I'm looking through the camera lens. So anyways, let's do this. All right, so this is the release video.
Prompter XL is one of the newest products to join the Elgato family. Prompter XL is the follow-up to our award-winning prompter, and like its predecessor, brings the tools from the professional broadcasting world to your home setup to help you deliver your content. So before diving into the specifics of Prompter XL, in case this is your first time seeing any of our prompter products, first, I wanted to briefly cover what a teleprompter is. Now, if you're already an
All right, I'm assuming you guys know what a teleprompter is, so let's skip to this section right here.
So many people have found great uses for their prompter, but a lot of you have had a request since 2023. You wanted,
like, to be honest, what he's gonna say right now, that's what I wanted.
Bigger. Well,
bigger. The previous version was just too small. So yeah, especially for me, like I do tutorials and Zoom calls and coaching calls, I want to be able to see a bigger like Zoom window or whatever I'm doing. I want to see bigger in front of me. So the smaller one, couldn't cut it.
Now you have bigger. Because Prompter XL is essentially everything you love about Prompter, but now in a larger size.
Let's go. This is good.
Let's break down the design of Prompter XL first.
But I think these guys, they knew what they were doing. So they released a smaller one to get feedback from people. But I think they knew they were working on the bigger one. So I think they did it on purpose.
And then we'll talk about who Prompter XL is for. So first, let's put our Prompter XL together and we can go over its design. First thing is, when you unbox your Prompter XL, you'll notice that the beam splitter glass is separate from the prompter body. We made Prompter XL.
Now, one thing that I wanted to talk about YouTubers and creators in general is most people were overhyping the previous version and they weren't mentioning that much that it was actually really small. So I mean, from a YouTuber to other YouTubers, hoping somebody's watching this video, sometimes you just gotta say, man, like that thing was tiny. I mean, I never bought it, but now the bigger one is out. People now are admitting it was too small. So that's just, I don't know.
XL's glass easily removable, so you can easily clean both sides of the glass when needed, which is easy to do with the included cleaning cloth in the packaging.
Yeah,
you may also notice that the
I mean, to be honest, I never had to clean my teleprompter, so I don't know if it's a cool feature, but I don't know if I've been using for years. I don't think I've cleaned it ever. I don't think I have cleaned it. No, not once. Anyways, but it's a cool feature though.
display is also separate here. So now you
the monitor is separate. That's cool.
might be looking for a tool to attach it, but don't worry because Prompter XL's display attaches via magnets. So you simply drop it on the magnetic platform and see it shift itself into the perfect orientation.
Nice. This is cool. So this means you can use the monitor. If you want to use it for something else, you can get maybe a little stand, 3D printed stand or whatever, and use it as just a monitor if you're on the go, but also keep it as a teleprompter monitor, which is cool.
It stays on secure, but it's also easily removable when you need to. The display here is a 15.6-inch 1080p display.
Yeah, this is exactly what I have right now in my studio. But my problem that I had is the monitor that I'm using, I couldn't get to do what's called mirror flip. I couldn't do that. I didn't have that feature. And it's hard to find a monitor that can mirror flip in that size. There's like maybe 2 or 3 monitors on the market right now, and they're all like maybe 9-inch or 7-inch. They're super small. Elgato prompter was the best, but it was still too small. So this is perfect. I mean, this is something, I don't know, like no matter how much it's gonna cost, I'm just like, yeah, I gotta buy it, man. Like you got me, man. Like, man, I hate to admit, man.
As opposed to Prompter's 9-inch 1024 by 600 display. So it's nearly twice the physical size of Prompter and is over 3 times the resolution. It also reaches a higher max brightness. And with all of this, Prompter XL's display still connects via a single USB-C cable, so you have a nice and clean setup from your Prompter XL to your computer. Now, one key difference here is the cable included with Prompter XL is a USB 3.2 C-to-C cable versus the original Prompter's USB-C to USB-A USB 3.0 cable. The reason here is Prompter XL needs to be connected to a USB 3.2 USB-C port capable of 15-watt power output for powering the display, which isn't available on USB-A ports. So make sure you're using the USB-C to C cable that's included with Prompter XL. Now, if your computer doesn't have a USB-C port that can put out the 15 watts,
that was my next question.
What you can do is use a powered USB hub like the Corsair USB 100, which can provide additional power to Prompter XL's display. Prompter XL's display even has a hard power button because we know several people requested this type of feature after using our original prompter.
So the hub is connected to the computer because the computer has to send the image to the teleprompter. So USB-C is doing both powering and sending the image. I assume, that's something to look into.
Now, one thing to keep in mind is when you press the power button, you're essentially disconnecting Prompter XL from your computer in terms of sensing it as a display. So this can rearrange some windows. So if you don't want that, just like with our normal prompter,
then sometimes that can cause problems. So it's really better to keep it on all the time, especially when you have multiple monitors. This happened to me. I had the guest trying to record a podcast with Riverside, and one of my monitors was having issues, connecting and disconnecting, and eventually it was a nightmare, and the software got confused. So it's probably better to just keep it connected and keep it on all the time, man. I mean, whenever the computer in, I think it's just better to just keep it on and connected, in my opinion.
Software power button in Camera Hub, which will essentially change the brightness of Prompter XL to 0 without affecting your windows.
Nice.
Next, let's go to the back of Prompter XL.
Yeah, this is a nice feature too. Yeah, I mean, these guys are smart. Respect, man.
Now you'll notice with Prompter XL, we still have the back plates like our original prompter, but they're larger. The universal shroud backplate is simply larger, which allows for compatibility with larger cameras. But the ring backplate has a new design where the camera drops in from above versus coming up from below like our original prompter. Because this brings me to the final piece of Prompter XL, the camera bracket. So unlike Prompter, which for many setups has the prompter hanging off of a camera's lens, Prompter XL has every camera being mounted to its camera bracket. So if you're using the ring backplate, you install the corresponding size step-up ring you need onto your camera's lens, then you slide your lens down onto the ring backplate. Then you bring up your camera bracket and screw the 1/4-inch thumb screw into the camera to secure it to the bracket. Then you screw the other 1/4-inch thumb screw on the bracket to secure the bracket to Prompter XL. Now, jumping back to the back plates really quick,
I think this is a super solid design. This is really good because that's gonna support the camera weight, lens weight, everything should be balanced. This is really good.
might be wondering about
Very good. I think this is a good design.
the size of them and why they're different than the original Prompter. Well, with the shroud backplate, we did want to offer a larger shroud to support larger cameras. And while the ring backplate has the same size compatibilities as our original Prompter, having this larger backplate sizing gives you more options. Because with the larger opening, there are more opportunities for us to come out with new backplates if the need arises. Or if you're looking for a custom solution, you can always 3D print your own custom backplate. And this larger size gives you more possibilities. For example, in case you use cinema cameras or something that are just too large for the ring backplate or universal shroud to accommodate. We're excited to see what kind of creativity might pop up from users with this new backplate sizing. Now, going back to the camera bracket, with Prompter XL, we wanted to support more cameras and lenses. So the length of Prompter XL's camera bracket is twice that of our original Prompter. The reason being is, let's take this large 24 to 70mm lens here. On our regular Prompter, this lens on a mirrorless camera wouldn't fit on the camera bracket. Or let's say you have a particular lens which might fit on Prompter's bracket when fully zoomed out, but when you zoom in and the barrel extends, it's just too long overall and no longer fits. With these lenses, you would have the Prompter hang off of the lens and then everything would work fine. But with Prompter XL, remember, the camera is always going on the camera bracket. So we needed a camera bracket that can support more camera system lengths, as well as handling the weight. So the camera bracket is made out of a tough aerospace grade aluminum and has no issues holding more weight as a result. And it supports a total length of 22 centimeters from the lens tip to your camera's 1/4-inch mounting thread compared to our original Prompter's 11 centimeters length. And you can get even more length if you use our universal shroud backplate, since your camera can go inside the Prompter a bit more as a result. And since we're on the subject of build quality, while Prompter XL externally might appear to have the same construction type as our original Prompter, there's a little extra sauce under the hood. Because with our regular Prompter, we utilize a fully plastic body in order to keep Prompter as light as possible, because one of the more common ways Prompter is used is it hanging off the lens of a camera. So you don't want a really heavy device which would put too much weight on your lens. However, with Prompter XL, it's not designed to be hung off a camera lens because no matter what, it's going to be a lot bigger and a lot heavier. So any camera you use on Prompter XL is going to be on the camera bracket. And with the larger hole to accommodate the larger backplates, we wanted to make sure that Prompter XL had sound construction. So underneath the plastic exterior lies a lightweight but strong metal skeleton to beef up Prompter XL, so you don't have to worry about it in your use. At the bottom of Prompter XL, we have both 1/4-inch and 3/8-inch thread mounts so you can mount your Prompter XL on a consumer or professional level tripods. Now we do recommend a proper tripod to hold the weight of Prompter XL and your camera. Prompter XL is not compatible with Elgato multi-mount, and we wouldn't recommend it with smaller or cheaper tripods like your typical Amazon Basics tripods. The last design feature I wanted to point out.
Now, I don't know how much it weighs, but if it's too heavy, I'm not a huge fan of super heavy stuff. It also means it's probably more professional. I also don't like tripods, especially for like creators, because sometimes we're dealing with smaller spaces. And right now I'm trying to downsize my studio to have like, a smaller space. Even my light, I want to change it to like, something a little smaller. I'm not sure if I like that aspect of it, having to have like huge tripods in my studio. Even though I still understand it's probably not a good idea to use like a light stand or something like that. But I'm probably leaning towards, again, I'll have to test it, towards something like not the Elgato mount that you put on your desk is definitely not good enough, but maybe something like a light stand that's a little heavier, kind of heavy duty, because I don't know, I just don't want like to have a huge tripod in my studio. It's just gonna take a lot of space. So probably this is gonna be a problem for some of you guys, just because we're creators. Some of us work from spare small corners in our bedrooms and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I need to get it physically and have it with me, and then do some testing and see how heavy, and hopefully a light stand, like a good light stand, maybe can hold it with the camera. We'll see.
Out on Prompter XL is the cold shoe rail up top. Because instead of having two cold shoe mounts on either side like our original,
now, this is a nice thing to have, but I don't know if I want to hang my microphone and my light on the top of the teleprompter. So it kind of looks fancy, but I don't know. We'll see when I have it, but I just don't know. I just don't know if it's going to be very useful.
Prompter XL has
Maybe for a microphone, maybe if you're using a shotgun microphone, yeah.
a rail that supports multiple devices being mounted in any position you want. You simply slide them on and screw them down to secure. Now that we've gone over the design of
a phone, yeah, a phone, yeah, but I'm assuming if I have a phone on the top of my teleprompter, it would be hard to have like an eye contact, look through that lens. Like if you have a phone, maybe kind of recording a second angle or streaming to something like Instagram. But it's there. That mounting thing is there. So we'll see.
Prompter XL.
It's going to be very useful.
Let's discuss who this is for. Now, if you've already been using a prompter, you probably already have an idea in your head of how you can take advantage of the larger size of Prompter XL. But if you're new to prompters, you might be wondering if you need a Prompter XL or if you're good with a regular prompter. Well, our original prompter has a 9-inch display and was really designed for use at your desk, so about 30 to 36 inches away from where you sit. But with Prompter XL's 15.6-inch display, this means you can have Prompter XL much farther away. If you had a Prompter XL 60 inches or 5 feet away from you, it would perceptually be identical in size to our original prompter being 36 inches away from you. So let's say your content is in a larger space where you need your camera farther away, like 10 to 15 feet. Or maybe you have two people on camera both reading from your prompter. This extra size of Prompter XL makes that a possibility.
But also, to be honest, guys, like 10, 15 feet away, I have 15-inch teleprompter, and I don't think I would want it to be 10 to 15 feet away from me. So I don't know, maybe that's a little bit exaggerated. In my opinion, though I may be wrong. I already have it, so like I have an idea. I just want it to be as close to me as possible, especially if I'm running a Zoom call. Now, if I'm reading still, I feel like 10 to 15 feet away, man. I don't know. I mean, it sounds good for marketing, but I still feel like that would be too far away. Just a personal opinion.
Next, let's say you want your prompter at your desk, but you want to treat it more as an extra display. So you can have room to do your office tasks when just using it as a normal monitor, and then if you need to hop on a Zoom call, it's ready to be used as such right away. Prompter XL's size makes it
This is the main reason. Obviously, I have other reasons, but this is going to be the main reason. Zoom calls and any sort of like conferencing call, recording a podcast remotely with Riverside, just the ability to be able to have those people like my guest on the monitor or Video Ninja, whatever, it doesn't matter, see them, give them an eye contact, and making sure the size is big enough for me to read, to click, because you need to click too, right? So they say you see the chat, there's chat going on, or you need to share the screen, like all the things that you're doing, you can see on the teleprompter and treat it as another monitor. So for that, you definitely don't want to have it 15 or 10 feet away from you. So yeah, this is going to be a game changer. That's exactly why I need it.
Close to a full-size monitor so it can be used for this purpose. I mean, 15.6 inches is basically the size of a larger laptop screen, so adding this to your setup is just as good as having a full-size monitor, but with that added benefit of being Zoom call ready. Our original prompter's size is great for throwing on a window that's less task priority, such as throwing up a YouTube video on there, or a weather app, or something you aren't actively working on, but want to still have visible at a glance when you need it. And it's easier than ever to assemble window layouts on your Prompter XL or your prompter with our new Stream Deck plugin called Window Mover. With this plugin, you can create different window layouts on your prompter or Prompter XL. So whether you just want one app full screened, a 2 or 4 window split screen, or even a completely custom layout, you can do so with a single key press. So I think the main two use cases here are if you want to have your prompter farther away, or you want more room for activities when used at your desk, this is where Prompter XL might be right for you. But for most people,
I still feel the farther away thing. I don't know. I just think the fact that the first one, the previous version, was too small at the same distance. I think if you replace it with the XL, you would just solve that problem of it being too small and keep the same distance. Now, I don't see why I would get a bigger one and then put it farther away from me. I just feel like then you get the same problem that you had before, because the farther it goes, the smaller everything's gonna get. This is my opinion, but I may be wrong. So looking forward to actually getting the unit and being able to test everything they're saying.
Prompter is more than enough.
But I have a bad feeling about that one for sure.
So if you've never used a prompter before, it's likely our original prompter is the best one to start out with. But as your content grows and evolves, you might see the need arise for the larger size of Prompter XL. So when you need it, we got it here for you. Whether you're looking at either of our prompters, they both provide best-in-class experience versus the competition. Most of our competitors' teleprompters require smartphones or tablets to run software.
I don't think there's any competition. Like, to be honest, I wouldn't call whatever that's on the market right now a competition. Definitely, their prompters are more expensive compared to what's on the market right now. That's the only competition. The only competition they have is just the price. But solution-wise, like being able to provide the solution, I think this is the best teleprompter so far on the market that does what it's supposed to do. I just don't even get why like nobody's making it. I don't know, a freaking screen like a 16, 15 inch that can do the mirror flip thing. Nobody. I mean, I haven't seen any. If I had one, like if I can find one right now on Amazon or anywhere, I wouldn't need the teleprompter XL, but I haven't been able to find any. So that's why we're here.
On, which can both be a cumbersome setup and
so far there's no competition.
Also have a secret added cost of the tablet or phone in the whole prompter setup. And a lot of the times the only good apps to run scripts on require expensive monthly subscriptions. And teleprompters with built-in displays are generally just found in the professional broadcasting world.
Yeah, this is true. If you want something bigger that has got all this good stuff, mirror flip, and it's big enough, yeah, this is thousands of dollars. This is true.
Can cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So with Prompter and Prompter XL, we have an included monitor that connects to your Mac or PC with a single
Yeah, I mean, this is going to justify why it's going to be expensive.
USB cable.
I mean, yeah, expensive. Yeah, it's going to cost some good money for sure.
And we have our free software, which lets you edit and display scripts to prompt on, or
I don't care that much about the software, to be honest, because you can get so many free software online that can do this. But if you want to stay within the Elgato ecosystem, yeah, the software is fantastic to have too. Obviously, there's other stuff, not just it.
Or if you're a Twitch streamer, you can display your Twitch chat so you can talk with chat and maintain eye contact. Or you can simply leave it on display mode to use your prompter as a secondary display where you can drag any window onto it. And the killer feature in our software is voice sync, which progresses the script as you read it. Traditional broadcasting teleprompters usually have a person dedicated to scrolling.
Yeah, by the way, guys, like as a creator myself, I never use a script. Every time I record with a script, it looks so weird. I don't like it. It looks robotic and sounds robotic. So this is probably, some people use scripts, but every time I watch a video that's scripted, I can still feel the awkwardness thing. So I use bullet points for my videos. Yeah, you can have your bullet points on the teleprompter, by the way. But yeah, so the reading thing is probably not for many people, especially for creators and streamers.
Text to follow along with the talent as they read.
But if you need it, the feature is perfect. It's great.
And most of the iPad and iPhone teleprompting apps just scroll the script at a fixed rate, which can be problematic as some
this is true.
Some text passages require different reading speeds, so you can get tongue-tied pretty quickly using those. And the only other apps that have similar technology for voice,
like this guy's reading right now,
based script progression, have those expensive subscription costs. With Elgato Prompter and Prompter XL, this is a completely free feature. So basically, with Prompter XL, we
You see, like when you're reading, like, so basically, you're doing the same movements because you're pretending like you're not reading, but at the same time you have to read. So you because it's hard to like to act natural and still read, so you have to do like some and then you look straight and then yeah, that's why I don't like it. You could see it.
now have 2 sizes for you to choose from to fit your content. But no matter which prompter you choose, both will give you a best-in-class experience.
Look at the movements in the face. You try to move your face and twitch your eyes a little bit and close and open them just to pretend like you're being you, but we know you're reading. That's why I don't read with a teleprompter.
That will help you deliver your content to the world. Prompter XL is now available on Elgato.com. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And don't forget to hit that like button and get subscribed to our YouTube channel.
Now, they can't tell us. Let's go ahead and check on Amazon.com. How much is Prompter XL? So this is the previous version. Let's see if they have the XL listed here. No. I think I've seen a guy talking about it. Probably have just came out.
If you're an established video agent,
probably have a link somewhere. There you go. This is the old one. So there's no link yet. Let's see. Yeah. $800. It's almost $800. I think it was $600. I saw it somewhere saying $600, but it's not. So this is gonna hurt, but we need it. So we gotta do what we gotta do. Yes, sir. It's like I don't believe it. Okay, so this is weird. Why is it $600 on B&H, but on their website it's $700? Maybe there's some accessories that you need that come with it. Either way, I think $600 is more reasonable. If it's almost $800, I think would be a little too expensive for me. It might not be for you, but looking at the value, I think $600 probably, I would say is, yeah, it's reasonable. If it's more than that, no. So we'll find out. But overall, guys, super excited about this product. Definitely gonna get it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you had the previous version and you're going to be upgrading, or if you didn't have it and we're waiting for this one to drop. Other than that, kudos to Elgato. This is great and this is amazing. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you are into Elgato stuff, I have other videos about the Stream Deck, one of the most popular product from Elgato. So the video is gonna be linked right here. Check it out, and I'll see you there, guys. Take care.